his innocence and says he has nothing to do with it. Krystian's mother was there. And I thought this was crazy because you remember how I said, like, there's no translation, so I couldn't read excerpts. But Krystian's own mom said she tried to read Amok, but she couldn't. There's a scene in the book where Chris, the character, fantasizes about raping his mother. And she said it was too hard for her to read.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like a ton about the trial, but so this fucking fool murdered someone and then literally wrote a book about it.
Jeez.
And passed it off as fiction. Isn't that crazy? Like, what
That's
an idiot.
crazy.
And I love that the police were like, no one would be dumb enough to murder someone and sell his phone. Yeah, he's also dumb enough to write a book about it.
With the guy at the same name as him.
I know, right? You couldn't even come up with anything besides Chris. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
I've never heard of that.
I hadn't either.
Wow.
So that's my story of the fool.
I love that. Good job.
Thank you.
What a fun
I don't remember
theme.
how I stumbled upon it, but that story is fascinating.
But you found it.
Yes, I did.
Very cool. Well, mine is much, much different than yours. It's a good one to end on because it's a medley of foolish acts. But before we
love me a medley of foolish acts.
Before we talk about this montage of stories I'm going to tell, why don't we grab another beer?
Yes, please.
Okay. Would you like to introduce my beer?
Yes.
Since I introduced yours. These beers are making us tipsy because isolation status.
And Cheez-Its.
And Cheez-Its.
Okay. Hey, Evan. No, never mind. It's okay. Do you know that you're on this bottle?
On the bottle. I'm on the bottle.
How about Evan? So Evan just barged in because I called him. I'm going to let him describe this beer because he's on the bottle.
Oh my God, no. What is this? Hand Up IPA?
Sarah literally.
Yo, low key though, this is from Deschutes. That's, I raced cyclocross there.
Yeah.
But what's on the bottle?
You.
It's a cyclist grimacing in pain, going to grab a beer, but he's on a cyclocross bike. Oh man, that's awesome.
It looks just like Evan except the stash.
And it looks just like any bike. How do you know it's a cyclocross bike?
Because look. These are little tiny blobs on the tires, and you know it's knobby. But then there's drop bars. This might be.
Oh, this is too much. Give me the beer.
This is beyond the scope of most audience members' care.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have a beer with you on it.
That's the race where a dominatrix hit me during the race.
When we post this beer, we should post a picture of Evan next to it on a bike.
There's a picture of me from that race at that brewery with dollar bills in my Speedo because I had.
And a woman in black leather, like, hitting his butt. We were dating at the time.
We were dating at the time. This was like week 4. Amazingly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah's husband.
Amazingly, this is not the only time that I've done a cycling event mostly naked in a Speedo full of dollar bills.
Okay, get out. Get out. You may now leave.
The mustache is proof.
Ooh, hey. This is the money-making stash.
Do people pay to hear you talk with that mustache?
No.
That's what I thought. Take your little mustache out of here.
That's disgusting. Don't ever talk to me like that.
Take it out of here.
Sausage. Wait, I just have to say, today someone said to me, this is almost as good as Sarah's New York accent. And I said, do you mean the one where she says sausage over and over? And he said, yeah, kind of like when you say Brooklyn over and over.
Yeah,
I was
got
like,
him.
damn it.
That's all I got. Ooh.
Sausage.
Ooh, that sounds good. You gave me all of it. Cheers.
Gesundheit. Ooh, this is a good one to end on because it's an Oh, he didn't even say what kind of beer it is.
He just talked about himself. That's how he described the beer.
It's an IPA, but it's almost fruity. To me, it kind of tastes like a raspberry wheat IPA, so it's a good one to end on.
Yeah, and I've said this before, but if you want to get into IPAs but don't know how, the Deschutes Hand Up IPA, it's a fine entry-level IPA. It's easy to drink. Wow.
Yes. Thank you.
Wow. Encore.
It's good. Oh, I just get to sit and listen and drink now. Woo.
You ready for this?
Whoop, whoop. Oh, okay.
Okay. You ready for this?
Yes. Born ready.
I'm going to tell you a medley of foolish acts. I will give you not 1, not 2, but 5 cases.
That was better than not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5. That was good.
I had to count them really quick. I think it's 5. I'm not sure. I'll be honest.
Okay. I'm ready for however many you got.
I'm going to share
Metal me up.
5 short cases. It's about fools. All of them are about fools. I will say the last one I have a little disclaimer because I don't think he's a fool. I just think what happened is beyond crazy, but I'll get into it when it happens.
Okay.
So my sources
Wait, is it about Evan? Because I think he's a fool.
It's the story he just told us. The Huffington Post BBC, Melissa Chan for Time Magazine, David Moy for HuffPost, Ali Compton for HuffPost, and Adam Forrest for theindependent.co.uk.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Not you. You didn't write those. Yeah,
Thanks,
bitch.
all you. Thanks, everyone else. So, the first mini case I'm going to tell you is a story of Rise Owen Jones and Carrie Mules.
What?
Rise Owen Jones is a guy,
Okay.
and Carrie Mules, another guy.
Okay.
Rise and Carrie were 2 friends that lived in South Wales.
I love the name Rise.
Yeah, RHYS.
Dibs.
Dibs?
Dibs when I have a kid.
I know a Rise and a Reese that are spelled like similarly. But yeah, I know a guy named Rise.
I love that.
Isn't that cute?
How do you spell it again?
RHYS.
RHY. I love that.
Rise?
Dibs.
Rise Sparks.
Dibs.
Oh, that's cute. Rise Sparks and Phoenix. That sounds very like a phoenix rising. Okay. So,
No, I need to marry someone with the last name Up.
That's cute.
Thank you.
Rise and Carrie were 2 friends that lived in South Wales. Rise, 21, and Carrie, 20, moved to Queensland, Australia on temporary work visas, where they didn't really spend their time working as hard as they worked on partying. So their days were spent lounging on Australian beaches, reportedly drinking excessively, and general tomfoolery. So one day, after drinking arguably too much vodka, Rise and Carrie decided it would be super fun to swim with animals at SeaWorld. SeaWorld controversies aside, please watch Blackfish if you have not watched it.
Yes, I watched Blackfish.
You haven't seen it?
No, I have. I'm telling everyone to watch it without trying to be judgy. Just watch Blackfish.
We're going to poop. Okay. Doesn't sound like a constipated voice. No. Okay. That's just me.
Watch Blackfish.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to. Watch Blackfish. Continue.
Okay.
Carry on, my wayward son.
Aside,
There will be peace when you are done.
World controversies aside, SeaWorld controversies. Specifically.
World controversies aside.
All controversies that exist. So they wanted to swim with animals at SeaWorld. So instead of doing what would be absolutely acceptable to do, which is to buy a ticket, pay the fee, and have a monitored swim with dolphins, the pair decided to just break into SeaWorld and figure it out themselves.
Don't do that.
They did it. So they actually kind of impressively managed to break into SeaWorld and swim with the dolphins successfully. Okay. So next they were going to try to swim with the sharks. They were super drunk when this was happening.
I just figured out the best thing.
What did you figure out, Caitlin?
So in the room that we're recording in, there's a mattress standing up. And I just realized I can lean against the mattress and have a nice back support and just move the mic to me. This is where I live now.
Okay, if that comes forward, we're all going to die.
All 2 of us.
All 2 of us. Okay. So next they wanted to swim with sharks, but they accidentally made a fire extinguisher go off somehow. So they got scared and instead they grabbed a random penguin and left the premises.
What?
Except it wasn't just a random penguin because they had names and they stole Dirk. And this was Dirk the random penguin. So they went back to their apartment, blackout drunk, and woke up the next morning to find Dirk just in their apartment with them, the penguin from SeaWorld. Freaked out, they put Dirk in the shower and they tried to feed him some bread for breakfast. And they decided that they would just drop him off at a nearby pier and pretend like this never happened.
What?
So they took Dirk to a local pier, but a witness saw, and Dirk was discovered that day and taken back to SeaWorld. He was unharmed, but he was afraid, SeaWorld said. The 2 were fined because a witness saw that it was them, but this was not put on their permanent records because the judge knew it would ruin their chances of staying in Australia long term. So the judge instead told them they're lucky they didn't find themselves in a morgue and that they should consider drinking a little less vodka at their next party. Dirk and his mate, Peaches, were reunited. She was very upset that he was gone. That's my first medley of fools.
Okay. Dirk and Peaches. Cute.
Dirk and Peaches. So Story of the Fools number 2. This is the story of William Cornelius and Sherry Moore.
I really love the name Cornelius.
I do too.
All I'm doing right now is naming my future kids that I'm not going to have.
You will.
Cornelius.
Cornelius and Rise.
Cornelius and Rise and Matilda. Get your asses down here.
I'd call Rise Puddin'. Oh, you little Rise Puddin'. So in 2016, William Cornelius lived in Bay City, Michigan, and he was really, really excited because he was about to propose to his girlfriend, Sherry Moore. He was 25 and she was 20. So William Cornelius took Sherry Moore to a local Walmart and he bought a ring for $29.62. And at first I laughed at this, but classism isn't funny and blood diamonds aren't funny. So I stopped laughing, even though that strikes me still as kind of funny. Sorry. So he bought this ring. And then, according to David Hoy for HuffPost, he performed a very dramatic proposal over the Walmart PA system to his girlfriend, Sherry. So the now engaged couple who got engaged over the Walmart PA system, they were
so many questions.
They were over the moon. They were giddy with excitement. So how did they
were
decide?
Over the yellow smiley face sticker.
They were over the yellow smiley face, low prices dropping moon.
Rolling. I miss those commercials.
That's so funny because Evan and I, very short tangent that's related. Evan and I were at a restaurant. No, not recently. We know about coronavirus. This was a while ago. And there were a bunch of sports TVs on and commercials happening. And, you know, the TVs with the sports bars.
Sports ball.
And he goes, man, I miss the Vikings. And I was like, what? You like the Vikings? I didn't know you liked football like that, which we're married, so I should know that. But he was like, no, the Vikings from the Capital One commercials. Those guys were so funny.
Evan is so goddamn weird.
I was like, I miss them too, Evan. Okay.
I miss the Vikings. Wait, you like football? No, the commercial.
The Capital One. How did they decide to celebrate their new smiley face Walmart engagement? They decided to go to a nearby Spencer's store. You know what Spencer's is?
Yes.
Yeah. So for those,
it's like Hot Topic, but
mixed with sex toys.
Yeah, for adults.
But also
Hot Topic for adults.
But also everyone can go in there. You don't have to be 18.
Correct.
Yeah, and they're in malls usually.
Correct.
At the Spencer's, the couple wanted to get some goodies to celebrate the big day. So they got an edible thong, they got oral sex candy, a vibrator, and a bride-to-be thong. Except they decided to shoplift these items and not purchase them. So a cashier at Spencer's saw and called the Bay County police, but the lovebirds had fled. Luckily, the police found Sherry at a nearby Taco Bell because the Spencer's employee had followed her all the way there so she wouldn't get away with it.
That is dedication.
Like, this person deserves to manage that. Maybe it was the manager. I don't know. But this person loves their job at Spencer's.
This person needs to be like White House security detail.
This person's the new sheriff of the town.
Yes.
So William wasn't with Sherry when the police confronted her, and she denied stealing anything. And nothing was on her.
Like, but she was wearing. They didn't make her pull her pants down. No, I should stop. That's too much.
As far as I know, she wasn't carrying anything.
Okay.
So William was found. I like that you keep telling me to stop, and you were the one that said the stuff. So William was found sleeping at the mall's food court, where he told the police he had fallen asleep tying his shoes. What an excuse.
What?
That was his excuse. So
how long? Wait,
25.
How long does it take you to tie your shoes that you fall asleep? What?
Can I get what you're taking? Because I need to fall asleep that quickly too. Please.
What?
What is your knot method? I need to know.
Okay, keep going. This is so good.
So they searched him after they woke him up. And they found all of the stolen Spencer's items on him. So
fucking tying my shoes.
William was charged.
This is the Caitlin you get that only ate Cheez-Its all day.
William was charged with retail fraud and Sherry was charged with larceny and both were arrested.
Wait, why different charges?
I'm guessing because they found the items on him and they didn't find anything on her.
I ask because larceny seems worse than retail fraud.
I'm not sure. Someone help us.
Help us. Retail fraud?
Yeah.
What? Okay. Keep going.
Know. Anyway, so that's the story of William and Sherry.
Okay. I'm in.
My next story is of Dustin McCombs.
Okay.
In Alabama, Oh, trigger warning, rape. I will not get into detail.
Okay.
In Alabama, 21-year-old Dustin McCullough